Hey guys, it's Vivian. I'm back today with another video. I am so excited to be back. School started back and everything just got like super chaotic. And with my schedule shifting so much, it was very hard for me to find time to film and research and upload and edit and all that kind of stuff. So now that my schedule has kind of settled down and I've gotten into the groove of everything, I am able to edit and film and upload and whatever. So yeah, I'm super excited to be back and to be talking about this album. Today I'm talking about Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band. Hey guys, just a quick disclaimer. I realized as I was editing this that I called it Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band when it's actually Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I mean, we all know the real name, and I don't know what happened to me this day and why I was adding an and in there when there's not an and. But yeah, I just wanted to apologize, and it's just a little quick disclaimer. So yeah, let's get back into the video. I am so excited. I love this album, and its story is pretty interesting, and I learned a lot of stuff researching for this. Basically, my friend Scotland, after I filmed the Sheer Heart Attack video, my friend Scotland told me I should do Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band next. And I was like, okay, sounds cool. I love the album. Why not? So I started researching and I typed out the whole script. And then Holly, I'll put her comment right here. She was so sweet. She commented and suggested it after I had already typed out the script. And I just thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. And again, as usual, I have notes over here, so if I'm ever like glancing off to the side, it's just so I can be sure that I'm giving you guys the correct information. Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band was the 8th studio album released by the Beatles. It was released on the 28th of May in 1967 in the UK and the 2nd of June of the same year in the US. It stayed at number 1 for 27 weeks in the UK and stayed at number 1 for 15 weeks in the US. Along with its success on the charts, it also received 4 Grammy Awards, along with Album of the Year. It was the first rock LP to ever be honored with this award, so of course it was a huge success for the Beatles, but it was also a huge success for the rock and roll genre as a whole and the music industry, as it kind of brought in a new genre as a force to be reckoned with. Rock and roll was coming to the forefront of commercial success, and it was a huge milestone for music as we know it today. Along with all the success, it was also praised by critics for its innovative style, how it took high art and mixed it with pop culture and created a super successful album. After a rough tour in which they were warned they were in danger if they went to Tokyo and upset in America over some of Lennon's comments, the band decided that they would not tour again. Due to this, the band went on a break, and rumors began circulating that the Beatles were actually breaking up. This was nearly true. George informed the band that he was going to quit the Beatles and was only persuaded to stay with the promise of no more touring. This resulted in a 3-month break in which each of the members split up and they focused on their own personal interest and what they felt they needed to do to kind of recenter themselves after this kind of rough few months. George went to India to study sitar. Paul collaborated with Beatles producer Martin Evans for the soundtrack for the movie The Family Way and Holiday in Kenya with Mal Evans. John acted in the film How I Won the War and went to many art shows, including the one where he met his future wife, Yoko Ono. And Ringo used this break to spend time with his family, with his wife and his son. While in London without his bandmates, Paul took LSD for the first time. After being tempted by the band for forever, he finally decided to try it. And when him and John were reunited, he allowed John to act as his psychedelic guide, which really strengthened their bond and laid the groundwork for the album that they would soon create. But in November, on Paul's flight back from Kenya, he had this idea involving a song in the style of an Edwardian-style military band. This would soon snowball into the concept for Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club. And in February, Paul would suggest this idea to the band. He presented it as an album in which they created this alter ego of sorts and created the illusion of a live performance in which they could make songs of any style, do whatever they wanted, because they were behind this mask of an alter ego, and it would be accepted and they would not have to conform to the molds of their previous works, their previous success, or their standard formulas. Sessions began on the 24th of November in 1966 in Studio 2 of EMI Studios, which would be known later as Abbey Road Studios, marking the first time that the Beatles had come together since September. With no deadline and a nearly limitless budget, they booked open-ended sessions starting at 7 a.m. and it allowed them to work as late as they wanted. They would complete the album in May of the following year. With the concepts and history in place, let's move on to some of the album's most notable songs. So the first song we are going to talk about is Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band. Obviously. We couldn't talk about this album without talking about this song. It's the opening and title track. It helps create the illusion of a live performance by opening up with the sound of a pit orchestra warming up and the audience awaiting a concert. The song breaks the fourth wall between the audience and the artist, involving the audience in the song to help create the feeling of a live performance. This song also uses Rock and Roll Banner to kind of poke fun at pop's attempts to endear their audiences. The next song we are going to talk about is With a Little Help from My Friends. Paul acts as the master of ceremonies at the end of the opening track, introducing Ringo's alter ego of sorts, Billy Shears. The song then leads into With a Little Help from My Friends amid a moment of crowd cheering recorded by Martin at a Beatles concert at the Hollywood Bowl. Lennon and McCartney's call and response backing vocals ask Starr questions about the true meaning of friendship and love. And in the final verse, Ringo provides an unmistakable answer to those questions. The song ends in a vocal high note from Starr, in which, kind of fitting for the song, all the other members had to encourage him to do due to his lack of confidence as a vocalist. The song plays around with themes of interaction, community, and love, and its importance to humans. The next song we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. It takes a listener on a journey through their own imagination, with lyrics like, picture yourself on a boat on a river, tangerine trees and marmalade skies, and rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies. Despite the widespread theory that the song is about LSD, Lennon claims it was based on a pastel painting by his 4-year-old son Julian, while Paul says that the reference to drugs in the title was unintentional, but it was meant to be a psychedelic song. Despite the song's unconfirmed meaning and origin, it was a hit and a masterpiece unlike anything the Beatles had done before. This album was very important to the Beatles. It allowed them to break free from their traditional Beatles sound and express themselves in whichever ways they felt necessary. This concept, in a lot of ways, was a release for them. Instead of having to stick to that same Beatles sound, they decided to take on the form of a whole other band and experiment musically, and it was a great success and a legendary album in rock and roll for the Beatles and in the music industry in general. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe for more content like this. I did another video similar to this on Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. I'll link it below, and I'll also link below Razorfist's videos. He did some videos like this over different bands and albums, and it's really kind of what gave me the idea to make these videos, and they're really good and they're really interesting. So I'll link them below for you to check out. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment below. Any facts that you know about the album that I didn't mention, comment them below. If I said anything wrong or gave out any misinformation, correct me in the comments. I won't get offended, I promise. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Wishing you peace, love, and happiness. Bye.